Hey everybody, it's Josie here. I am doing a bit of a different video today. So I was inspired by a recent book purchase, and it was this one over here, We Sold Our Souls by Grady Hendrix, and this is all about a metal band, metal rock band, and kind of selling their souls to the devil for success. So with this one, I was like, well, when I read this one, I'm going to have to put a bit of a heavy metal backdrop on while I'm reading it, and I quite often like pairing my books with music, so what I think should be the soundtrack, I guess, to the book. So if the book were a film, in other words, what kind of music should be playing? So what I've done today is I've gathered some of my favourite books and I've paired them with some of my favourite albums as a soundtrack. So I hope you enjoy. I hope this inspires you to pair some of your books with some music as well. So let's start with this one. So We Sold Our Souls by Grady Hendrix. And I think the only album that I could pair this with is this one over here, is Marilyn Manson's Greatest Hits album. I think We Sold Our Souls, metal, Marilyn Manson, perfect combination. So the next one I've got here is, I guess, the other inspiration for this video. So that's this book over here, Girls on Fire, which is one of, I recently read this and it has become one of my all-time favourite books already. And one of the characters in this book is absolutely obsessed by Kurt Cobain and Nirvana. And it's also set in that era, sort of in the early 90s. So the only album you could pair with this is, is Nirvana. And I've got a Greatest Hits album there, but obviously Nevermind, Bleach, any one of their albums would work. But definitely Girls on Fire, Nirvana, that works really well. So then the next one I've got here is, again, another Grady Hendrix book, is My Best Friend's Exorcism. Love this book. And for me, the only soundtrack that goes along with it is this over here, is actually the Stranger Things soundtrack, because the book and the TV series Stranger Things, they kind of go hand in hand, both in the 80s, both a bit creepy, both with kids, and I just think the music on here is perfect for this book. The next one I've got is, this is a bit of a, I suppose a little bit of a left field one, but I think it works. So we've got this book, Marlena, over here, which I absolutely love, and it's about two girls and it's about friendship, and it's quite desolate, and I think quite sort of gritty. They live in a trailer park in the States, so I thought a great album to go with this is this one over here. Oh, the camera's picking that up. That's Liz Pear, Exile in Guyville. And this is, again, it's from the early 90s. I think it would suit the characters in this book, and it's very gritty, and it's very sort of girl trying to break free kind of sound. So I think that would really work. Then the next one is this one over here. So again, in the same vein, I love books about girls and I love books about friendship, and it's this one here, The Girls by Emma Cline. And this one is a bit of a kind of a, I was going to say Marilyn Manson, about the Manson family retelling, and about two of the girls that were in that circle. And it is fiction, but it's sort of based on the Manson murders. And because it's 1969, and I think the best soundtrack for that would be a little bit of Led Zeppelin, who I love, and it's perfect for the atmosphere in this book. The next one I've got is, again, one of my other favourite, this is going to be on my list of favourite books of the year, and it's this one over here, The Miseducation of Cameron Post. And can we just admire the lovely spine, which actually goes with my rainbow coloured Christmas tree that I'm in the process of putting up. But anyway, enough about that. So, Miseducation of Cameron Post. Again, we're talking about the early 90s. We're talking about a girl that gets into gay conversion camp. And I thought a great album to match that with is Garbage, and the album is Not Your Kind of People. Now, this is a later release from Garbage. I actually think probably Garbage's first album would go really well with this as well, but I like I love the title, I love the song Not Your Kind of People, and I think it works really well for this book. Then the next one I've got here is one of my all-time favourite books in the world. It probably is my favourite book in the world, and that's this one here, is Just Kids by Patti Smith. And this is the true story of Patti Smith and Robert Mapplethorpe about their time in New York when they were both aspiring artists. And for me, I mean, this is a no-brainer. Patti Smith, Horses. If you read this book, they talk about the creation of this album in this book. They talk about the cover shot as well, that awesome, iconic cover shot of Patti Smith that Robert Mapplethorpe actually took. So there is really only one album you can re-listen to when you're reading this book, and that's Horses by Patti Smith. And then the last one I've got here is, again, one of my favourite books, one of my favourite authors. This is Nina LaCorne. This is Everything Leads to You. And it's basically a queer love story set to the backdrop of the Hollywood Hills. Very modern, kind of young-ish, sort of early 20s protagonists. And I think the perfect album is Tegan and Sara, Love You to Death. In fact, anything Tegan and Sara I think would work with this book, but I love listening to this while I'm reading this. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that. If you do, let me know in the comments and I'll do some more of those. Have a great day, speak to you soon, and bye-bye.